more uncomfortable.
Yeah, for sure. They got going early, and I think Brown got going. A lot of those possessions early were transition, second chance points. Kind of the 50-50 plays, the hustle plays, it gave them, I think, a lot of life. We knew going in it's going to be tough to keep pace, the number, the volume, the efficiency at which they shoot the three. Trying to minimize the easy ones. To their credit, they made some tough ones, but we have to find a way to make them miss. I thought we allowed them to play with a level of comfort early in that first quarter, and I think that's when they got a little bit more confident. Well, the second half was much better. 11 obviously in the first half is tough. It's tough to overcome. But, they were on pace for 22 and had only 5 in that second half. So much better job. I think some of it is the attention to detail, being clean in our coverage. Our switches, you can't switch down the floor with the way they shoot it. They got below us at times, which put us in scramble situations. They found the three, the second chance points that I spoke of. All those areas, I think, are controllable. But, in general, that second half was dramatically better.
Yourselves on offense, you guys were pretty efficient on that end of the floor. It was just tough to keep up with a team that's scoring like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's, we had spurts that were really good. And then there's some times where we started to stagnate a little bit, versus our switches, the cross match. The whole emphasis was trying to find easier opportunities. To do that, you got to get stops. When we were able to get stops, get out and run, then I think we're pretty good. When we have to play through a set defense, possession after possession, that does bog you down at times. So there's some good stretches, and you score 121 points. Most nights you put yourself in a pretty good spot. Nobody's happy. I don't think anyone's panicking, but of course we all know we can play better. Some guys are in a bit of a slump, and that's life in the NBA. You got to figure it out. Aid in your own recovery, but we have to find ways to get guys back on track. I think close. I think Kuz was close, but it was a level of discomfort that we weren't comfortable. It wasn't moving well enough, and so I think it was just prudent not to throw him out there.
Taj got back into the rotation a little bit more today. Thoughts behind that?
Well, he's been a guy we've used at times this year. Just level of energy and physicality at times. It changes the vibe. I think he brings us a boost. As do those young guards. Goodwin, Dotson, both of them played well. They injected some energy into that group. Got us going a little bit defensively. Made some plays. I think we were able to whittle it down a little bit, make it a game, but. To their credit, to the entire group, we could have easily just said, you know what, tonight's not our night, we'll play tomorrow. We stayed after it and tried to compete.
You said, nobody's happy with the 3 games, but it's also 2 talented teams. Anything you guys take away from this stretch you learn about yourselves to take moving forward?
Yeah, I think, it's easy to get disappointed. Things don't go your way. But I think we've shown throughout, we've got some guys out. Rotation guys are, I don't think once this year we've had our full team. And that's just, it is what it is, and other teams are going through it. But, we've shown some resilience, some grit. We've won some tough games. We've had to claw back and eke it out. So we understand, there could be some games where you let a couple go. There's some games where you just get outplayed. But trying to minimize that, get back on track. But it can't be for the lack of effort or competitiveness. And I think at times, quarter by quarter, you could argue it was. But I think in general tonight, we were able to show enough grit to stay in the game.
And I like this when you're playing a team that's hitting so many threes. You guys played pretty efficient offensively yourselves, but it's just hard to kind of catch up and keep up with a team that's knocking them down at that pace.
Definitely. I mean, the way they were shooting threes all game long, Brogdon, Hauser, all these guys. I mean, it was so hard to stop these guys, and and they're playing that 5-out, type of game, and then had also a couple closeouts on Horford, and if they had a drive, also there was nobody in the lane to help, so their offense is really working, and it was hard to stop them. So I mean, they're, I don't know what they top 5, top 1 in the league offensively. You know, one of the best offensive teams for a good reason.
When you're playing a team like that, like you said, #1 in the league, one of the top scoring teams in the league, is that also a chance to kind of learn a little bit about yourselves?
I don't know about ourselves. I mean, of course, you know, it's a challenge. You know, it's a challenge for us defensively. What we can do, and what we need to work on. They're the best for a reason. You know, offensively, and there's definitely some learning lessons for us. So yeah, it's a loss tonight, but we're looking forward to bouncing back.
What do you think about the operation on offense?
Us? Not bad, yeah. I think we took advantage of the mismatches. Brad did, I did myself. But they were kind of forcing us to do that a lot, you know, and that's credit to them. They made it uncomfortable for us, I would say, but, you know, offensively, we were okay. We were okay offensively. It was the defense that we just could not stop the way we would have liked.
Just one last one.
Yep.
Wes said, you know, obviously nobody's happy with 3 straight losses, but at the same time, they come against 2 pretty good teams.
Yes.
Did you learn anything about yourselves over the last couple of days?
I think we learned that we are not last one. We learned that we are not good enough to not be on at all times. We have to be. You know, we're not at that level where we're going, okay, we can turn it up now and we can go. We're not there yet, so we have to be on for 48, especially against these high-level teams.
Brad, that's a team that obviously scores a lot of points and, you know, one of the best in the league. When they get going like that from the arc, is that just who they are, or do you feel there was something else that you guys could have done a little bit more to slow them down?
I want to first praise my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I think we definitely still could have slowed them down. Obviously, we know what they're capable of. They're still a beatable team. Everybody in the league is beatable. But they've been playing at a high level, so you definitely got to respect what they do, their approach to the game. They didn't have their best player out there tonight, and they still play the same way. So that's a testament to, you know, what they do over there. And we could have been a lot better. We could have gotten to their airspace. Kind of how we closed out the third and, you know, began the fourth is how we need to play. And credit to the guys that were out there on the floor in that stretch. But those are the type of minutes we need, getting into guys, making it difficult on them, and guarding without fouling. You know, I think in the first half we got out-rebounded. It was like 20-7 at half or something like that. Second chance points were killing us. We just didn't have that effort that we needed on that end.
You had, you guys are also without somebody, without Kuz, but still the offense still kind of rolling. Were you happy with your operation on that end of the floor?
Yeah, I mean, offense is going to be there. You know, you can't let that dictate the rest of your game. We're going to make shots. We're going to miss shots. You know, we're going to turn the ball over. You're going to make mistakes. You know, but as long as they're aggressive, as long as we're getting shots up every time, and you know, that's all we can pretty much control. If we can control making shots, we'll be 100%. I always say that. You know, but you know, the thing we can control is our efforts. You know, obviously taking care of the ball and just playing harder than what we were. So we definitely got a lot of good looks. We were aggressive, but you know, I think our defensive efforts, if it was there, would have made our offense look that much easier.
Wes said, was talking earlier, said obviously nobody's happy with the last 3 games, but at the same time, you know, those are a couple good programs that you guys are going up against. Is there something you take from that, something you guys learn about yourselves from the last 3 nights?
Yeah, I mean, if we want to be a playoff team, this is what we're going to be seeing. You know, this is what we're going to be potentially facing. You know, competing with and against, you know, for seeding, for spots, whatever the case may be. And, you know, Miami's in our division, so that felt like a little mini playoff series, playing them like 3 times in a week. But, you know, we got to understand it's only going to get tougher. Hell, we play a tough Minnesota team tomorrow, go on the road the next day, and it just doesn't get easier. So, you know, we got to understand that every game counts, and especially the ones in the East.
They said that, you know, you'd probably be dealing with the quad for a little bit, just toughening out. How do you feel tonight?
I was better. It's just constantly getting better as I go. Still a little bit, but I mean, nothing to complain about or make an excuse for. Just push through. But it's been a lot better for sure.
I know you got some much rather have the win, but did the good win to you, Allie, a little bit extra special?
I mean, we just gotta be better, man. It's not. I hate losing, and I don't want to make an excuse for it. And we just gotta be better. We have to be a lot better on the defensive end. Offense will take care of itself. I'm rarely ever worried about offense. We gotta continue to make sure our defensive efforts and our spirit is there. I hate moral victories, but still a lot of positives we can take out of our last three.
What did you see from that bench unit that kind of closed the gap a little bit?
Just energy, man. When you give guys opportunities, especially Dot getting the opportunity to play in the league now, like, guys are going to take full advantage of that. We've seen Good do it when Good was here last time we played Boston. He gave us a spark in the game that kind of uplifted us, and it's the same thing now. Dot came in, gave us a spark. Taj came in, gave us a spark. Will, that group, to kind of finish the game. They brought us back. They brought us energy, and so I'm always happy as a player to be able to see guys get an opportunity to make a name for themselves and earn some minutes.